We are about to enter the outer limits of the Taiidan Empire. As we approach the galactic core, resistance is expected to increase. We have identified a weak point in the enemy defenses. There is a remote research station located near an active supernova. It should only have a minor garrison protecting it.
Hyperspace jump successful. We have cleared the outer rim dust bank.
The research station is located here. Assemble a heavy strike force and destroy it.
The supernova is 215 light-years away. It is emitting intense radiation.
Strike craft are especially vulnerable to this radiation. Capital ships will be the most effective due to their heavy armor. Research Division reports it is now equipped for proximity sensor technology. We advise commencing research immediately.
Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Homeworld 1 Remastered. So, rather annoyingly, even though before I hyperspaced out of the previous mission and set the launch fighters to stay docked, well, for whatever reason there's a bug, and every time this mission begins, they launch. That's a problem because we have a supernova very close by, and anything smaller than a frigate will rapidly take a lot of damage from the deadly radiation. So yes, Strikecraft will start melting away. I'm melting! Yes, so I had to quickly kind of dock everyone to just whatever so they could refuel and repair, and then I'll dock them with the mothership. Otherwise they just form this huge long queue, a line, which leaves them unprotected.
The enemy is using mines. Research Division reports it can produce a Corvette-class mine-laying ship. We advise commencing research immediately.
Yes, and we shall do that and promptly never use them. I literally do not have a use for mines in this game.
Locked in.
Anyway, let's get our forces consolidated and ready. Basically, anything frigate-sized or larger is basically protected from the radiation. Also notice that there are a lot of these kind of wispy clouds of dust around here. Those dust clouds do protect us from the radiation somehow. I don't really know why, but that's what they do. Because, you know, right, science fiction space magic.
Group acknowledged. Group 5.
So as long as we stay within these dust banks, which are very conveniently placed throughout the map, then we will be okay.
Standing by.
So there are multiple routes to take here. I'm just going to go right up this center one.
Reporting. Group A.
Alright, so to be honest, this mission I think is more annoying than... I mean, it's interesting in a way, but it's annoying for the reason that you have to navigate these dust banks. And
Group 7 reporting.
you have to navigate three-dimensionally. It's literally the only mission that really requires you to navigate in it using 3 dimensions. So you need to plot a course and, you know, along the XY axis, and then use the Z axis, if you will, to make sure your ships stay within the dust clouds, because they go kind of up and down in various ways. So you need to constantly go into the sensors manager to make sure you're staying within these dust veins, as it were. And the remastered version, because the sensors manager kind of muddies up the view, and it makes it kind of hard to see exactly where they are. I mean, yes, you can, but I mean, it's sometimes difficult to plot an accurate course in the sensors manager based on the graphical update.
Ready.
If you know what I mean. I'm going to try and put these guys into a strike group.
New formation acknowledged. Acknowledged. Understood. Repair target.
Again, I like to keep my destroyers together and my frigates separate. Or my frigates, in a large group, and my destroyers in a large group. And because of the strike group I chose for the frigates, they form into this giant, funky-looking X formation. Which, thankfully, is just wide enough to stay within the...
Roger.
Or just narrow enough, I should say, to stay within the dust vein. So here, demonstrating, we need to... There we go. We need to adjust the Z-axis, because this dust vein works on an incline.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Now, there are several different ways of tackling this mission. You can take any number of the different dust veins.
Confirmed.
But the one I'm choosing is simply
Group
just the
7
most
reporting.
direct
Course
route.
set. Ready. Copy.
It took me a couple playthroughs to kind of get this mission down, both in the classic version as well as in the remastered version. So, yeah, this wasn't really hard, but it's just, like I said, this mission is more annoying than anything due to the kind of clunky navigation that needs to be done. And while I have mentioned that Homeworld is probably the first, and in some cases the only, real-time strategy game to really effectively do 3D real-time strategy, it oddly enough, this mission where it forces you to use the three-dimensional navigation, it's a little bit weird. Alright, we're coming up on our first group of enemies.
Strike group, prepare for assault. Roger. Strike group, prepare for assault.
So we have heavy corvettes, and it looks like
Strike group to battle position.
interceptors, maybe? Now, I guess technically strike craft can remain protected as long as they're within the dust veins.
Strike group under enemy attack. Confirmed.
But, I mean, once they leave the dust veins, and there will be at least one instance where you will have to leave a dust vein and expose yourself to the deadly cancer-causing radiation of the supernova, well, then they rapidly their health bar just drops precipitously. That said, we do get to see our missile destroyers in action, and these missiles are very funny because they kind of chase around the strike craft, and it's amusing in a way. They kind of orbit around the strike craft and zoom around, and they have incredible maneuverability, these missiles. They're not like your real life anti-air missiles, surface-to-air missiles, whatever. They're not like SM-2s or AMRAAMs or whatever, Pick your air-to-air missile. The Kushan missiles / Higaran missiles are special missiles. They're super maneuverable. But they are still very effective. And I've kept Group 7, my drone frigates, kind of behind the frigates and separate from that frigate strike group, so I can use them. Because you don't have a ton of use for them, but you do have some use for them in this mission. So I don't plan on making a ton of use for them throughout this mission. Alright, let's proceed forward.
Locked in. Ready.
One of our destroyers has taken some damage, but we're okay.
Locked in.
Support frigates are going to work there. Now, in retrospect, really what I should have done during this mission is kept the support frigates as their own group and separate from the frigate or destroyer task forces. Because, unfortunately, they are going to be destroyed. The enemy AI in the Remastered update is very good at targeting support units, so while the support frigates, traditionally when you play through this game, you can just order them to support a group of ships and they'll just follow them around and constantly heal them when they take damage, but the enemy is a lot better at targeting support vessels, support frigates, repair corvettes, and of course salvage corvettes, so the destroyers have enough armor to withstand most battles, in which case you can just fight off whatever enemy you come across, and then you can bring in the support frigates to heal the damage caused. Alright, we're coming up on the mines.
Standing by. Attack vector laid in.
You can force attack the mines, but it's kind of tricky and bugged in this version. This is a Wodan class mine layer corvette. The Wodan class mine layer corvette is a vessel with a long and checkered development history. Originally an electronic warfare ship, countermeasures were always behind sensors technology, so the project was cancelled on initial conception. The whole design was shelved for 20 years until the development of plasma bomb technology made it possible to load a high-energy warhead into a contained mine package manufactured and delivered using a small and efficient phased disassembly array. Using the cancelled electronic warfare project, designers removed the electronic warfare suite and replaced it with the mine layer. The ship has a crew of 3, a pilot, weapons systems officer, and engineer to maintain the mine laying device. Surface aboard the mine layer is interesting to say the least. Despite numerous overhauls and equipment upgrades, the mines have been known to jam inside the launcher, and it's not entirely unheard of for ships to be lost as a jammed mine arms and detonates inside the launcher. Wodans often deploy in 4-ship formations, which lay their mines in a grid-shaped pattern. The Mark 12 mines use plasma polarity to lock onto a ship's electromagnetic cross-signature, and vents a tiny amount of plasma from its warhead to accelerate towards its target.
Fleet, what's our damage? Mines detected, Fleet.
Group 9 reports victory.
We're in a minefield here. All breach. All breach. We're in a minefield
And as you
here.
can see, we just
Frigate
lost our support frigate for the destroyer group to a mine.
Group 9, hit by mines.
The mines themselves do not cause a tremendous amount of damage, although they are damaging, as you can see.
Confirmed.
In the classic version of the game, you do encounter far more mine layer corvettes and
Roger.
more minefields that they have laid, so your little trek up through these dust veins and through these various minefields is more precarious. But in the remastered version, this is literally the only mine layer corvette that we run into, and minefield at that matter.
Group 7 reporting.
Again, just demonstrating the fact that there has been some changes in the number of enemy units that you encounter in the remastered version.
Ready.
Again, probably due to the introduction of a difficulty scaler, because
Roger.
the classic version of Homeworld 1 does not have that.
Standing by.
Anyway, I'm going to let Group 7 kind of catch up, and we're going to start moving ahead.
Strike group moving into position. Acknowledged. Strike group moving into position. Copy.
Well, don't worry, there will be another mission in Homeworld 2 where we have to make use of dust veins and three-dimensional navigation. I guess the term astrogation is more appropriate. I think navigation just refers to like nautical, like on the water navigation. Astrogation refers to navigation in
Group
space.
7 copies.
Whatever. Tomato, tomato. Semantics, right?
Moving to destination.
And again, I'm just choosing to keep Group 7 separate, because we
Copy.
will run into some more strike
Reporting.
craft. But I do feel like Group 7 still has some use, particularly when defending the frigates.
Strike group
In the
coordinates
meantime,
locked
let's
in.
move Group
Acknowledged.
6
Strike
and the
group
frigates
moving into
forward.
position. Confirmed. Move order confirmed. En route.
Again, I mean, they made really nice space boxes here, but the graphical update just makes it so much more difficult to see, especially when you're not in the sensors manager, to see where the dust vein is. It's like, am I moving out of it or not, or what? So yeah, that's annoying. I believe in the classic version, when you move out of the dust vein, you can visibly see like your ships, like sparks kind of fly off your ships, which is an indication that they're taking damage from the radiation. Although I think in the remastered version, that effect is not visually there. So if you start moving outside the dust vein, then you better be paying attention to whatever selected ships you have and their health bars, because their health bars will start going down, indicating you're taking damage. But in the classic version, there's like an actual visual cue, a visual indication in the form of like little sparks flying off your ship. That tells you, hey, may need to get back inside
7 copies. Destination
the
locked in.
sanctuary of
Roger.
the magical space dust that protects against radiation. Indeed, I believe in the credits, there were some astronomers that were consulted for this game, so I don't know how really all that accurate this game is in terms of its
Standing by.
physics and all that. I mean, to some extent it is, but I'm sure there's many astronomers out there who are crying. I mean, for one thing, the distances in this game are ridiculously short
Engage capital ship.
for
Group
a
7.
space battle. Not that I don't know, I've never fought in space, but
En route. Strike group
the
report
distances in
hostile
space
program.
are far
Supporting friendly
greater
ships.
than,
New
you
targets.
know,
Attacking capital ship.
anything
Standing by.
on Earth.
Hull breach. Hull breach.
Alright, let's take care. We got 2 destroyers and a...
Frigate lost.
Yeah, we're losing
Receiving
frigates.
fire.
We got 2 destroyers here and a heavy cruiser. I believe this is our very first heavy cruiser we're going up
7.
against.
Watch your 6. Moving while engaging.
Group
Supporting
7, you're moving
friendly.
too far ahead. Get back.
Guidance failure. We're losing control.
Frigate lost.
Acknowledged.
Alright, let's concentrate our fire.
Reporting. Attacking
Alright,
capital
group
ship.
6.
Cabin pressure dropping. Hit.
Go after
Hit.
that heavy cruiser.
Damage report.
Frigate lost.
Copy. Hit. Hit. Damage report.
Frigate lost.
Engage capital ship.
There we go, got rid of that.
7 reporting. Attacking
Now let's
capital
all
ship.
get the
All
cruiser. What
personnel
I
code
failed
red.
to do here, what I
Fire
failed to
will
notice is that my
Frigate
multi-beam frigates are not firing. And again, that's a bug
Group 8.
in the game. You need to individually select them and order them to attack a target. Because if they're just part of a
Standing by.
large group,
Supporting friendly
then they
units.
won't fire on their own volition. So you do need to give
Guidance failure.
the multi-beam
Losing
frigates
control.
specific
What's our
orders.
Frigate lost. Group 4 reports victory.
Alright, and as you can see, we unfortunately took some losses to our frigate line there, but that's just how it goes. I
Reporting.
think we only have, only 1 support frigate left in the entire fleet, and because we are beyond our cap
Ready.
for the number of
Copy.
frigates we can have,
Prepare
we
order
cannot build
confirmed.
anymore. So indeed, you can capture more than the population cap permits. So like your allowed like 24 frigates, I think. You can capture as many frigates as you want beyond
Roger.
24. But once you pass that number in terms of either built or captured
Strike group coordinates
vessels,
locked in.
then you can't build anymore. I've captured more than 24 frigates. Or at least I've built and captured more than 24 frigates, and because we've exceeded that cap, I cannot build anymore. So even though I am now in desperate need of support frigates to heal the fleet. So anyway, it just demonstrates that the game takes into account how many vessels you have captured with regard to the population cap. Alright, we are coming up on the station here. I'm just letting the frigates heal up there. As you can see, we got some assault frigates over there.
Confirmed.
We're going to have to make a little jump over to that space dust vein to our lower left
Copy.
on our port side. I'm going to move Group 6
Strike group
down
coordinates
just
locked
ever
in.
so slightly.
Reporting. Copy. Standing by. New formation acknowledged. Standing by. Repairs initiated. Reporting. Strike group prepare for assault.
Alright, we got a line of frigates down there. I'm going to have Group 6 start getting to work and move the frigates up
Strike
here.
group coordinates locked in. Acknowledged.
And there's the station, just came into view.
Strike group moving into position.
So we got
Moving
several
while
groups of couple groups of frigates here. We have a carrier, and we have the station and a bunch of fighters, strike craft.
engaged. Strike group moving into position.
Note that that group of frigates right there, they have left a space dust vein, and they're actually taking damage, although you can't see it. But I'm going to let them come to us, and we're going to stay within
Group 6
the
reports enemy
protection
contact.
of the dust vein.
Group 7 reports enemy
So
contact.
yeah, we're gonna let them take some damage from the radiation, and that'll help us in our glorious quest to defeat them. They're out there, they are unprotected, and they will take even more damage from our weapons. And see, we're just mowing through them. Group 6, stay within that vein.
Supporting friendly units.
Group 9 has defeated the enemy.
Strike group moving into position. Copy. Ready.
Alright, so in my practice playthroughs, this was a little bit tricky, because initially I just sort of rushed at the supernova station with all of my ships, but problem is you will attrit some of them down. So what I'm going to do here
Strike group
is
coordinates
I've
locked
broken
in.
off
Reporting.
my multi-beam frigates, Group 8, into a separate group.
Strike group moving into
I'm going to send Group 8 and Group 6, my destroyers, over to the end of this dust vein and down into that dust vein where the station is. I'm going to keep the rest of the frigates up here within this dust vein and let, you see that large frigate group that's coming towards us? Yeah, I'm going to let them come towards these frigates.
Copy.
And again, take more damage from the radiation.
Strike
And
group
we'll take
to
them out
battle
from
positions.
here.
Ready.
Group 5 reports enemy contact.
Strike group to battle positions. Group 8 copies. Strike group to battle positions.
You see, I'm clearly this brilliant strategist only because I simply know what's going to happen. Anyway, let's take care of these frigates who are just getting massacred by bullets and missiles and ion beams and
Ready.
having their life sucked out of them by the deadly radiation.
Guidance failure. We're losing control. Standing by.
Ooh, we might be close to losing a missile destroyer there. Get rid of them!
We're going down. We're going. Standing by. Roger.
Dang, we just lost a missile destroyer.
Strike group prepare for assault. Acknowledged.
Alright. Another group to take care of.
Ready. Strike group coordinates locked in. Strike group prepare for assault. Roger.
Again, just let them traverse the radiation and come to you. That's the trick here.
Construction
In the
underway.
meantime, let's build another missile destroyer to replace the one we lost.
Hull breach. Hull breach. Acknowledged.
Frigate.
And there goes my last support frigate. Dag blast it.
Reporting. Strike group coordinates locked in. Moving while engaging.
Oh god, Group 6 getting a little overzealous there.
Standing by. Group 8 standing by.
Alright, so back to my original plan. I was going to move the destroyers and Group 8 up there. I'm going to keep the frigates up here
Ready.
for a particular reason, which we'll see a little bit later.
Strike group
Okay.
moving into position.
Group 6, the destroyers. I'm going to move you to the end of that dust vein. Same thing with Group 8.
Strike group moving into
The
position.
dust veins don't fully connect,
Roger.
but I think there's such a little gap there at the very end that they could
Confirmed.
easily just fly right through it.
New formation acknowledged. Ready. Confirmed. Strike group coordinates locked in.
Alright, and my frigates, I want you to kind of reorient yourselves so you're facing the station.
Standing by. Copy. Roger. Acknowledged.
Alright, let's move our destroyers down
Strike
into
group
that dust
coordinates
vein.
locked in. Group 8 copies.
Group 8 as well. They're going to assault the
Strike
station
group coordinates
from
locked in.
behind.
New formation acknowledged. Standing by. Copy.
I mean, there's no denying that this mission is unique. And like I said, it is kind of interesting. I just find the need to navigate the space dust veins somewhat annoying.
Missile destroyer complete.
Alright. Got back our missile destroyer.
Radiation is much heavier than we expected. Sensors indicate that these veins of space dust may have shielding properties. We recommend using the veins for protection.
Acknowledged.
Thank you. Yes, we already know that.
Moving into position.
That line of dialogue is triggered whenever you leave a space dust vein and you realize, like, oh, we're taking damage. Yes, these space dust veins may have shielding properties.
Strike
Yes,
group
thank you.
Attack order confirmed. Acknowledged.
Let's start going to
Strike
work
group
on the
attack order
research
confirmed.
station there. That's why we brought the multi-beams along for the ride.
Group 8 reporting. Engage capital ship.
In fact,
Ready.
we're on the rear of the carrier. We have a rear aspect shot on the carrier.
Standing by.
Let's have Group 8 target them.
We must destroy the garrison protecting the station. Enemy units cannot be allowed to escape, or they may alert the Empire to our presence.
Strike group to battle positions.
We are picking up a quantum wave effect. A Taiidan carrier is loading ships and powering up. It must be destroyed before it can hyperspace.
Alright, well you see the carrier is just mass launching a whole bunch of strike craft.
To battle positions. Strike group, prepare for assault. Copy. Strike group,
Thankfully,
prepare for
we
assault.
brought the missile destroyers along.
Reporting. Strike group to battle positions. Reporting. Strike group attack order.
Alright, let's deal with these strike craft and these corvettes before we get back to work on the station. Note that the carrier is making a run for it. This is why I kept the frigates up there in that
Engage
space
capital
dust
ship.
vein,
Standing by.
so they can interdict. See? Very clever, huh? Oh, and even better, the strike craft are following it into the radiation.
Ready. Strike group receiving fire. Strike group to battle positions. Ready. Copy. Confirmed.
Alright,
Strike
Group 8,
prepare
go
for
back to
assault.
hitting the
Standing by.
station.
Strike group to battle positions. Copy.
Alright, we got rid of the carrier. Technically, you can capture stuff in this mission, although that's extremely difficult given
Group
the
8.
paths you need to take and the radiation and all that, so that's why I just didn't even bother with, deploying the salvage corvettes.
Group 4 has defeated the enemy.
Alright, now we just need to mop up these, I think these are defenders, yes. Another look at the defenders there. Luckily, they stay completely stationary in their defensive posture or whatever, so allowing us to just pick them off with everything.
Strike group attack order confirmed. Group 8 reporting. Strike group attack order confirmed.
So we're just gonna finish these guys off, then we're gonna hyperspace out of here. Ricky Tick. Good look at the multi-beam frigates doing their barrel roll. Do a barrel roll! Yeah, that missile destroyer is going to work. Shoot those missiles!
Group 8 reports victory.
Enemy base and fleet destroyed. Hyperspace drives online.
Alright, good. Mission accomplished.
Confirmed.
We can now enter the Taiidan Empire. We have cleared the dust bank.
8
Alright,
standing by.
let's get out of here.
Group 5. Group 6. Group 7. Group 9 copies.
Let's add that missile destroyer
Ready.
to Group 9.
Group 9 reinforced.
Alright, I believe that's everything. Engage hyperspace.
Set.
And quick dock. Let's get out of here.